Hello, 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 hello. Welcome, my little degenerates. It's your boy, Mr. Degenerate, back at it again for another video. And ooh wee, the time has come. The bell has been rung. Ooh wee, I'm finally back and up to full health. Well, semi-full health. I'm still fucking sick. But for those that do not know, I kept my promise that I said years ago, back when fucking Marvel 3 came out, that one day, I would go to the best video game, fighting game tournament of all places. I finally went to Evo. Yes, I finally made the trip out all by myself. So it was my first solo trip, my first ever fucking time competing in a fighting game tournament, my first time in Vegas, and more importantly, my first time at Evo. So I finally made the trip out there, and I got sick as soon as I came back. So I could not do any video, but was getting sick worth it? I would definitely tell you, yes, getting sick was definitely fucking worth it. Because holy shit, Evo, ladies and gentlemen, you gotta be there. It's so magical, is what I would say. It is such a beautiful and heartwarming place being at Evo. And I want to make this video because I want to go over and recap my journey through Evo and why I walked out of it with so much love and more appreciation, and it reunited or reinvigorated my love for fighting games so much. And for those that don't know what Evo is like the biggest fighting game convention / tournament you could go to. There's multiple different ones, but Vegas is the originator of Evo. That's the OG one. There's other versions like Evo Japan, Evo Singapore, Evo France, but the US Vegas one is the OG. This is where dreams and destinies has happened, legendary battles have happened, and to be there was like breathtaking. So how we're gonna do this video is that I'm gonna recap. I'm gonna try my best because I'm still kind of a little sick. We're gonna recap my experience through Evo, and my God, I just talking about it is just having me cheese up right now. But let's stop cheesing the fuck up and let's start off with day 0. What happened day 0? So I flew in from fucking New York all the way to Vegas, and the first thing I noticed when I got to Vegas was that there's fucking slot machines and shit all over the fucking place. I'm like, what the fuck? That's kind of cool. Vegas don't play. These guys want your fucking money right off as soon as you get off the fucking plane. They want your shit. After that, I got my Uber and I headed to, I believe, Palm Place is the hotel I was staying at. It's like an Airbnb mixed with a hotel. That was the casino. I'll get into more about that, but that's not really the most important thing. Booking and check-in wasn't until 3, so you know what I decided to do? I decided to be a fucking the smartest black man in the whole entire world and go and fucking walk all the way to fucking my hotel, all the way to where the fucking where the convention was at. And that shit was an hour and some 30 minutes fucking walk. And that shit was torture. The sun is beaming, it is fucking blazing hell, it is like fucking big ass oven, and that shit is like 101 degrees at that day, day 0, and I just walked the whole way, and I was blazing. But when I got to the convention, it was day 0, so there was barely anything to do. People were just going there and getting their badges and whatnot. And all I did was just show my QR code And I got my badge, and I got a custom badge. You could get custom badges. This year was the Street Fighter 6 Ryu slash Akuma badge, and I had my name on it. And so I was fucking hyped. I was like, I made it to Evo. Let's fucking go. Let's do it. But it wasn't even the full day. And so, yeah, that was pretty much only day one. Let me first start off by saying the whole organizers and people were super friendly. They were like guiding me to where I had to go. We're also talking about like what game was I participating in, and everyone was super friendly. And as I was getting out to leave, weirdest shit I've seen, bro. Like, it just shocked the shit out of me. As I got out of the fucking gate, as I got out of the door, I see this motherfucker Maximilian dude fucking walking in with his fucking posses. My man looked like he's a fucking kingpin, bro. Walking with his posses, and I'm here like, holy shit, it's Maximilian, bro. Like, a part of me wanted to do a little fucking fanboy out, but then I was like, I was more stunned at not just seeing Maximilian. I was more stunned to see how tall this motherfucker is. Like, this motherfucker Max is tall. I was like, what the fuck? I was stunned as fuck. So automatically I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, and this nigga, and this motherfucker is kind of ripped up, gooped up too. So I was like, yo, I'm scared. I'm like, what the fuck? I was just taken aback by that. I did say hi to him. Of course, I'm not a picture person, so I didn't get taken a picture. And also, he did say while I was on the plane going to Evo that while I was watching the Nintendo Direct on the plane, by the way, he did say that he wasn't going to have time probably to talk to people. So that was cool. That was a cool little moment, but, you know, yeah, like, I was just kind of shocked on, like, seeing how tall Max was. But after that, it was pretty much a chill day. I went back to my hotel room to get my hotel room, and I gotta admit, I wasn't a huge fan of this hotel. It started off really fun until I started noticing a little bit of like damages and certain things I wasn't a huge fan of. But, you know, we just had to roll with the punches for right now. I would not recommend the Palm Place. Just stay on the Strip if you really are going to Vegas. Go to any one of the hotels. There's tons of better hotels. There's even like little tips you could do where if you go to the hotel early and you kind of like do the whole $20 trick, they'll probably give you a better room. My friend tried it a year ago. And he said it was fucking, it actually worked. So try to see if that trick can work. But yeah, that was day zero. Not much. There wasn't anything to really do. So I couldn't really give you guys a whole big shit to do. And plus, I was fucking tired. I literally walked a fucking hour and 30 minutes in a hot fucking desert. Like, I'm fucking Indiana Jones, bitch. Like, I was fucking exhausted and tired and fucking hungry. So, you know, there's day zero. And now we get into day one, the official day of Evo. And on the official day of Evo, woke up, put on my first outfit of the day, and I headed out. And I just took a fucking Uber this time. A lot of people said Uber is expensive, but I guess the where I was staying at, the Uber was not expensive. To the convention, I only had to pay $15. The most, maybe like 20 was the most I had to spend from Palm's Place to where to the convention. And other than that, it was really simple to get there, a really chill, relaxing ride. And then I get to the convention and I fucking had to go on this long ass line to fucking get in the convention, the official convention. But as soon as I got in there and I went through the side where it's the pools and the casual setups where you could go play games and whatnot. So I went through there, and my God, the amount of energy I was experiencing at that moment was so overwhelming. My God, it was so overwhelming. The first thing I did as soon as I got into that main convention is fucking run straight to the bathroom and started tearing up because I just couldn't believe that I made it to Evo, this place that I've heard nothing but legendary stories, this place where, you know, I've been dreaming about ever since I was whenever fucking Street Fighter 4 came out and Marvel 3 came out. Like, this place that I've been dreaming about going to for years. Finally to be there was just tear jerking. I was just like having a living moment. But then I finally wiped the tears out my eyes, and I just had to figure out my pools and how do I start competing and whatnot, because I already put down money to compete. And this was my first time competing, so I was very much scared, very much worried. I didn't know how it exactly worked. But to give people who probably want to compete but never competed before or want to know how competing works. So basically in the tournament, you have your pools table depending on what game, and they're going to have different numbers and whatnot. So how it works is that you're going to get a QR code, or basically a fucking link to a website that has all the information that you're going to need. It's going to have your name, whatever the fuck you put down as the name you want to be called. And then it's going to have the games that you're going to be playing. So for me, it was Tekken and then Street Fighter and also Virtua Fighter, but I kind of just skipped Virtua Fighter. I didn't compete because I didn't play Virtua Fighter. I don't even own the game, but there's a beautiful story coming up soon. But you had Tekken and then Street Fighter 6 were the games that I registered for. So Street Fighter, my pool set wasn't until around 2 o'clock. So I was early. I actually came there early around 10. That was when they start doing and start streaming and whatnot. So 10 o'clock was the streaming, and when stuff eventually popped off. So I got there around 10 and I had to wait. So I was pretty much just trying to take in the whole environment. People was all playing video games and playing their different games, and I was just watching different matches and whatnot. And so basically I just had to wait. And so I walked around and it was so much stuff. I saw people dressed up in so much cool cosplays. There was places to shop and buy stands where you can buy shit and whatnot. Your typical convention stuff that you go to and you see. But then they had like this whole strip just dedicated to fucking like old arcade games. And it was fucking phenomenal. I was just walking through, and then on the end of the convention, there was the publisher side, and the publisher side had nothing but just the publishers. So Arc System Works, Capcom, all the fighting game publishers, WB Games was there. A bunch of publishers were there, and so I was just waiting for my time to play my set, my pool, and then all of a sudden I just realized, I was over by the Arc System Work, and I was like, why the fuck is the Arc System Work so clustered? Like, everywhere else felt like cool to walk in and walk around. Every other cluster felt fine. But once you get to Arc System Works, that area was just cluttered with fucking people. I was like, what the fuck? What is this? And then I turned the corner and I fucking totally forgot. I shouted out like, holy shit. Fucking Marvel Tokon was there as a playable game. And I was like, oh, right. Fuck yeah, let's go. I book it straight on the line, and that line is huge. Like, it went from the fucking exit all the way up to the fucking playable demo, art system work demo, and it was like crazy how the line was for this game. People was fucking losing their minds to play this game. On the first day, it was everyone had 15 minutes, and that's why the line took so long. I would say if you had to ask me how long did I stay on that line, it was almost like I stayed on the line. So I got on the line around like 11 o'clock. I didn't get out of that line until 1:30, 1:45, and I had a 2 o'clock match for Tekken. So I was like nervous. I was like, shit, am I gonna make it? Am I gonna play the game? I don't know. And I was like, I was scared. I didn't think I was gonna be able to play it. But then I got to the front of the line and I fucking played Tokon. And I'm not gonna say anything about Tokon until my next video that I'm currently working on. Don't worry, Tokon fans, I have a lot to say on that game. But one thing I will say, just to give you a little tease, this is not what anybody was expecting. This is not anything what I was expecting or what anybody was expecting, and I fucking love it for that. After that, it was like 1:50, so I had to book it to my pool for Tekken. That was the first game I was playing, and that was around 2 o'clock. So after that, I got on the pool and I started fucking my match, and I made the critical error that I think a first timer who has never fucking played done a competitive match before. I forgot to reassign my button, and I made another drastic mistake. I didn't fucking play my fucking main, which my main is Jin, and I decided to play Fakuram only because I just like his down four, which was the wrongest fucking mistake I could have made, and I lost. I think I got only 0-2, so my Tekken shit was just trash. But the cool thing, and what I love so much about competing, and like what I love so much about being at Evo, is that everyone is just so welcoming. Everybody's so cool, and like the first person I fought with, he's there like telling me like, yo, like telling me about like when he got into like Tekken and shit. Me and him having a full on fucking conversation about like Tekken shit, and like how we feel about Tekken right now. And then funny enough, later on in day 3, me and that same person played Tekken again, and I played him with Jin. He was like, why the fuck did you not play Jin before? Because I was actually keeping up with him and won a set with him. So it was like, he was like, what the fuck, why? But for that, it was very nerve-wracking, I would say, for that match. It's very much hard to focus when you have like randos just watching you play, and it was just like I was just dropping like easy ass combos and shit. It was just like really annoying, and plus I wasn't playing my main, so it was like really frustrating. But I took it to the chin, and it was pretty cool. But then after that, I decided, hey, let me go and watch a panel. So I stood in and watched the Invincible versus panel. Was talked about a bunch of like characters and whatnot. But the character that really stuck to me that they were talking about was Battle Beast. Battle Beast looked incredible. He really felt cool, and they went through their whole philosophy on how they did Battle Beast, and I was very much like feeling it, and I was like, ooh, maybe when I'm done all this shit, day 2, I will play Invincible versus because I didn't even know it was on the show floor. But then it was like, oh yeah, our booth is somewhere around here, so go check it out. So after that, then time passed. Then I finally get to do my Street Fighter shit. And I did way better in Street Fighter, but not by much. I'm telling you, it is very hard to fucking play when you are fucking not used to playing competitive in person, when you're used to doing it online. So I was very nervous, but I was able to keep up, went 1 for 1. And I felt good. And again, the Street Fighter fucking people was even more cooler, because motherfuckers, like, literally one person really walked up to me and was like, yo bro, like, you're not punishing this. Like, I was like, I had a mystery fucking tutor with me watching my gameplay, and he was like, yo bro, you need to be doing this shit. And it was cool. And then again, just talking, one of the things I love so much about competing, or like just being a part of the FGC or being a part of the Evo, was that everyone was just so friendly. That's the thing I highlight, is that no one gave a fuck about your skill level or whatever, or at least the impression I was getting. Everyone was just there. We were all just trying to figure out the game for how it is, and we're all just like talking about, like, oh, what brings you here, or what brings you thing. Like the last person I fought in Street Fighter, this motherfucker is like a Cammy player, and he been playing Cammy since Street Fighter fucking 4, and I had to tell him, like, yo, I've been playing Cammy since fucking Alpha 3, and he's like, what the fuck? That's why you're doing like shit he's never even seen before. He's like, I can tell, like, you seem like you know this character. I'm like, not really, but I was like, you know, I've been around the block. I'm not used to like competing. So it's those little tiny little banters that you have with people that is what makes it awesome. And I even like told him, like, yo, next time, like, do this, do that. Like, I was giving him a little bit of tips on like what to do with Street Fighter 6 Cammy. And it was just great, man. And then to end off the day, I sat through the Marvel Tokon panel, and again, I'm gonna say everything I have to say on Tokon, but the panel kind of reconfirmed everything I was feeling about the game, so that was cool. And then to chop it all off, to make things way cooler, I sat next to this girl named Femchev. And she was cool. She was very happy, very go-lucky, and cool. And she was like, "Oh, you should watch this match, this exhibition match." I was like, "I'm fucking tired. I kind of want to go home. It's like almost like we're about to leave. It's about to be time." She's like, "Watch this exhibition match. It's gonna be awesome." And so I'm like, "All right, what the fuck is this exhibition match?" And so the exhibition match they had was called OG Hunt, which is this girl, this Asian player by the name of Betty. She comes in, and I've never seen this player before, but she's there, and Justin Wong is there. I'm like, Justin Wong and Betty's going at it. I'm like, what the fuck? And they're playing Street Fighter 6, and you know, we had an incredible match. And you know, you can go and watch Justin break it down on his YouTube page. He really goes into more detail, but that match was incredible. I would almost argue is even better than the grand finals we had of Street Fighter 6, but this match was incredible. I could definitely tell Betty knew what the fuck she was doing, but you could clearly tell she was getting nervous. And Justin, man, this guy, once he downloads you, it's kind of hard to kind of like to adjust to him. But Betty was pushing his shit in a little bit. This was like a fucking episode. The best way I can describe it, this was like the episode between like fucking in Dragon Ball Z, where like fucking Goku versus Cell in the Cell games. Like, they were going tooth for tat, but you could clearly tell someone stronger than the other, and that was definitely Justin. Justin halfway through was just analyzing it. adapted to her really quickly, and I was like, man, I got to see Justin Wong in action, and also you can see my black ass fucking getting hype at one moment. There's some epic moments that Betty does that really was fucking awesome. Betty was incredible. The whole match was incredible, and the idea was really cool. And then also seeing Betty kind of like nervous, I could definitely tell she was nervous. Really kind of remind me like, yo, like when you're really in that pressure, it really is hard to like really think, because like Jesus Christ, there was many moments where I was just like, Betty, like anti-air that Cammy fucking spiral dive, like come on, bro, like what are you doing? What are you doing, my girl? But then, you know, playing early in the day, playing those sets, you just seem to forget shit. Like you're like, oh right, I could have punished that. And it's like, it really goes to show you, like when you're competing, it really like certain shit that you was doing before that you was mastering just goes out the window. But it was overall a great set. And even Justin was like, yo, he really truly enjoyed his match with her. And I could tell, because Justin was also kind of like, it's almost like he had to kind of like think about his moves a little bit, and then he was like, all right, let me push through this shit. So first day was awesome. I was so exhausted after that, but it was a good way to end things. And yeah, that was day one. Day two was more of a relaxation day for me. There was a lot more weight lifted off my shoulders because I was really panicking about like making sure like I made it to my sets and whatnot and being on time and whatnot. Day two was the most relaxing day I had. So this first thing I did, since I knew exactly where the Arc System booth was, I ran straight to the Arc System booth and was able to play Marvel Tokon again. But this time what I noticed is that they lessened the time. Instead of 15 minutes, they did 10 minutes. So it allowed the line to go way faster, and it was really dope. But that was the first game I played as soon as I got there. The second thing I did was actually just shop around. This time I was like, I could finally fucking shop. So I decided to shop around. There was a lot of good stuff that I bought, a lot of cool things that I was seeing. I wish I could have bought more shit, but I was trying to watch my budget. I wasn't trying to go crazy. And also, I didn't want to have to go and buy a fucking suitcase, because I did that shit for Japan where I had to go buy a fucking suitcase. I didn't want to have to go do that shit again. So no. So there was that. And then after playing Marvel Tokon and purchasing some little accessories and shit, I decided, let me go find the Versus Invincible game, and found it, and the line was actually very reasonable. It wasn't like fucking Marvel Tokon, so I was very pleased with that. I was like, thank the Lords of Christ. And so finally got in, finally played the game, and I gotta say, fucking, if you're looking for a versus game, I think like a great versus game, I think fucking Invincible Versus is the right game for you. Like, this game really feels like, what if Marvel vs. Capcom and Killer Instinct had a baby? This game feels like everything fucking MK1 should have been, and I really appreciate that. I really appreciate it. I did play Battle Beast. Battle Beast is the GOAT, but the rest of the game is really fucking cool. And one of the things that I kind of was like worried after playing it, when I first saw it, was that, you know, hits was only like, I noticed would be like 8 to 10 hit combos you could do, and then you'll just get out of the opponent will list like tech out of it. And so I was very much not feeling that. I was like, oh man. But after playing the game and hearing the game, I gotta say the impact of fucking moves makes that aspect of the game not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. It was really cool hearing the impact of moves. And the cool part is it's this like it is kind of like Killer Instinct, where if you're in a combo string, you can use your assist to like get you out and break the combo. But if they're not there anymore, and you don't have your team to help you out, you're kind of fucked. You can't break out of a combo, which is really fucking cool. So overall, this game is shaping up to really be cool. I really enjoy it. But of course, I couldn't get Tokon out of my head. So, it is what it is. But this game was really cool, and it was way more team-based than Tokon. And that's all I'm going to say for right now. After that, I decided to get on the line and play 2X KO. This is the game to me, has been in development hell. And after playing it, I'm kind of wondering what the fuck are they doing? Like, this game seems like it's ready to go, ready to be shipped. And we still have no idea when this game is going to be launching or when it's coming out. I can't really give you my full-on opinion about the game. Because we had to do teams, and again, the partner I was with, she's never played the game. I've never played the game, but we were kind of getting our ass handed to us, so I couldn't even figure it out all too much. But I will say, Vi was fucking awesome. She's gonna be my character. I'm gonna play day one if I decided to, if the game ever comes out. That being said, but yeah, the game is it's really fun. Like, it's really cool, but I was just kind of like, why isn't this game not out yet? Because it seems like it has a lot of potential, and the gameplay seemed really solid. But man, I was just kind of like confused on why it wasn't available just yet. It was crazy. After that, I decided, let me play some few matches. Let me get some matches in. I gotta make up for how bad I did in fucking the tournaments. So I had to kind of make myself up for that. So I decided to fucking play some Tekken 8 casually, played a few matches, and then I totally forgot that there was a fucking top 8 for Capcom versus SNK 2. So I decided, let me go and do that. Watch that. That was a great sets of matches. And then I decided to walk my way to the art gallery of this year's Evo, and they have so many different things. They showed off the PlayStation controllers, fight sticks that they had, going through the very humble beginnings all the way to now. They had like this cool Evo moment 37 little setup where you could try and imitate that infamous moment, and the setup was really cool and whatnot. But the moment that blew my fucking mind, and I didn't even realize this until, again, I turned the corner, is that the main artist that they had for this year's Evo was none other than Shakiro. For those that don't know who the fuck that man is, who that brother is, that is the GOAT, who does a lot of art for SNK, but most motherfuckers know him as the Capcom versus SNK artist. He does a lot of art for that series, but he's done a lot for the Versus series and just in general. But his art for me is just fucking awesome. It's almost like Alex Ross type of level, where it's like anime, but it's realism mixed together. So he had a whole exhibit for him. So, and one of the official shirts that you could get has his art that he did just for Evo, and it's kind of an homage to Evo moment 37, and I love it. I own that shirt. I had to get it, and it was really cool. After that, if you kept going through their art exhibit, it had basically the Icons fighting game, and this year it was like who's the most popular character or the most upcoming character of the particular company game. So for instance, they had Sagat there because Sagat's DLC for Street Fighter 6 is out as the time of this recording. So he had a moment. Your boy Terry has one. A bunch of other people. For Tekken, it was I believe it was Reina from Tekken 8. And the cool part is it wasn't just normal art, it was also fan art, so that was completely awesome. After that, I decided to watch the Marvel vs. Capcom Top 8. And oh my goodness, this to me was one of two special moments of my Evo journey, my time at Evo. Generally, just being there in that big ass auditorium, watching that. A game that literally got me into fighting games, a game that has touched me in many ways, more than one, a game that literally introduced me to some incredible people and whatnot. For this game, seeing that shit on the biggest screen, the Evo screen, the Coliseum, it was so incredible. And my god, the crowd was losing their mind. We had fucking Sirbot doing some incredible combos. We had my boy Combo Fiend doing a fucking Iron Man Infinite in the fucking on the big screen, and people are losing their mind. I'm losing my mind. It was such a beautiful and epic moment, and I could not believe that the game that really touched me and really got me into fighting games, I'm seeing on the big screen. The game that for the longest time we as the fighting game community fought tooth and nail to get back, to see it here on the big screen, looking as cool, and people playing it on such a cool and high level, and people's playing probably the same characters, but they're doing it in all unique ways, was just so breathtaking that I started tearing up near the end. And to put the cherry on top, the fucking cherry on top, they had Justin Raw and my boy Yipes on the fucking commentary. I was like, this is Marvel, baby. And for it to be there, man, it was so great. It was so great. So for me, I ended that day of Evo on the most happiest moment, bro. Like, I ended on a very happy and solemn moment. I was so grateful to have been able to watch Marvel 2 in person, one of the most legendary fighting games, be played at Evo. It's just so beautiful. It was so beautiful. So thank you. Now, as for the final day, I gotta be honest, I woke up kind of late. Because I came back so late from watching the Marvel tournament and just exploring a little bit of Vegas in the nighttime. I literally came back late. So, I decided to fucking just stay in a little bit until the Tekken and Street Fighter 6 finals came. But then something in my mind was like, you know what, let me, since I did not compete in Virtua Fighter, let me at least go and show my support to VF5. And I'm very glad I did that, because it led into my second, and to me, the most cherished moment of the convention of Evo was me sitting down watching the top 8 of VF. And again, I'm coming from someone who's not really into Virtua Fighter. Like, I barely know much about Virtua Fighter. But it was so heartwarming that I had this one dude who was sitting next to me. And he's just asking me questions about like my life and like what brings me to like VF5 and who do I play. I'm like, nah, this is my first time even like kind of witnessing the game and whatnot on a high level. And he's like, bro, don't worry, I got you, man, guy. And he just goes off of the whole top 8, just goes on this whole big tangent, and it's just breaking down to me Virtua Fighter 5 and the characters and the mechanics and how VF plays and whatnot. It was so heartwarming that it reminded me what I love about fighting games is the community. This community aspect of like, hey, like you seem like you're interested in our game. Come, let's teach you about our game. Let's bring you into our community, and like, we're gonna give you all the fucking tools. And that is a recurring theme I cannot stress. It's so beautiful about going to Evo, is that community aspect of like, everyone is just there because we genuinely love the same thing. We love fighting games, whether that be Street Fighter, Tekken, Virtua Fighter, whatever the fuck fighting game you into. We all love just the FGC in a whole, and we just want more people to appreciate that. And just feeling so welcome in the VF community was so awesome. I had other people just like talking behind me and was like, yeah, like this happened and whatnot, and this is going on, and like, hey, this character is kind of cheap, this character does this move and this move. Oh, what type of character do you like in Tekken? And I'm here like, oh, you know, I play Jin and fucking like Steve Fox, and motherfuckers is like, don't worry, my guy, we got the perfect character for you. Play Pi because she's kind of new. I'm like, yo, bro, the fuck. It was so heartwarming though, and for that was like the second, or at least my favorite moment of going to Evo. That was like my second favorite moment of going to Evo. It's like just that overwhelming like community like love that the VF people had. Is just phenomenal, man, just phenomenal. And also I was sitting sitting behind actually a VF player that I watch a lot of her content, and I didn't even realize it was her. Tricky Eileen, fucking, I'm like, bro, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, Tricky Eileen is there and she's hype, and I didn't even realize she was there until she stood up, and I was like, oh my god, it's Tricky Eileen. What the fuck? And I've been watching a few of her videos, but it wasn't until watching the top 8 and getting the amount of community love that it made me say, all right, I kind of want to play like VF, really get into VF when I have time, because it was really fun and it was really good to just watch that whole final. So after that beautiful moment, I decided to go back and play my final time playing some Marvel Dokkan. Again, I was hooked on this game. This game had me by the balls, and again, we're not going to talk about it, but that game was incredible. And man, I can't wait to talk about it. But moving past that, it was time to go into the main event, Coliseum as I call it, the main stadium, to watch Tekken 8 and also fucking Street Fighter 6 finals. And before it even starts off, they play for Tekken 8 before their final started off. They played fucking VF6 gameplay, and I have a lot to say on that, so I'm not gonna talk about it here. But I find it weird that people is like critiquing it so far, when you could clearly tell this game is on like early development. Like, this game has got a long way to go. I don't think 2026 is where you're gonna see that game. I think 2027, maybe 2018, you'll see that game. But it's there. And also then, you know, you had Michael Murray and then Harada come out on stage and announce the next DLC character, which is Armor King, and the theater erupted with Armor King, and it was so fucking awesome. Armor King is literally just King but cooler. You know that meme where it's like your high school picture, and it's like cool person, and then the cooler person, but it's just the same motherfucker, but just with the glasses. That's Armor King. He's so fucking cool. I'm not even into grappling characters, but Armor King has always been the motherfucker who's like, he's so cool. Like, he makes you want to play a grappler. So for me personally, I can't wait for him. And then they showed off the brand new character who's never been in a Tekken game before. Marizu is her name, or it sounds like Mary Sue if I'm gonna be honest, but she's from Madagascar, and she's gonna have a Madagascar fighting style. I did look it up. Madagascar do have a unique fighting style, and I'm not gonna lie, she looks okay. Again, I need to see gameplay. I can't really get excited. Just because you got big tits doesn't mean I'm gonna get excited, in my humble opinion. But you know, we gotta see gameplay. But I am excited that we finally have a new character, and it's not just a repeat. Even though I love Armor King, it's not just a repeat of what the fuck we have. And then as for the top 8 was fucking awesome. Of Tekken, up until we got to the grand finals, and then that's when shit just went downhill, in my humble opinion, because then we had fucking Nina versus Nina, Arshan Ash and Ardith fucking just playing mirror matches halfway through, and I'm just like sitting there, bruh, I could feel it like in the air, like half of the time, like people were just like, bro, this is ass. We were like, bro, just switch. We were telling Arshan Ash, please switch to fucking Nina, bro. Why are you playing fucking Anna, bro? Like, no, bro. Like, no, this wasn't it. It was almost like, and my homeboy Jason would know what the fuck I'm talking about. But we made this joke in my chat room. He's a huge, like, a con player in Street Fighter 5. That's the only character like he's really good at, and then my dumbass goes and play that character knowing damn well I'm not that good with the character. Like, it was pissing me off. So the grand final was just like a total bust until it was Nina and Anna person, and even then it was kind of annoying. But overall, Arshan Ash takes it. Once again, this man collects the fucking Infinity Stones, and he's now the 6th-time champion. But now I would definitely say Anna needs some fucking nerfs, because this girl is fucking busted. All right, she is busted. I didn't realize how busted she was until playing pools and seeing pools, and now seeing grand finals, how busted she is. So she gotta go. Last but not least, we have the Street Fighter 6 finals, and the Street Fighter 6 final was popping the fuck off. I gotta be honest. Street Fighter 6 finals was popping the fuck off. Man, RT was killing it, but I want to give a huge shout out. Mickey is his name. I gotta give a huge shout outs to this young cat. All right, I gotta give a huge shout out. He was working and playing his ass off with Cammy and Mai, and he was like going hard as a motherfucker. He was the crowd pleaser for me, at least. Like, I was rooting for this kid. He was putting in so much fucking work. But you could clearly tell he doesn't have that much experience. But for him to come out there and make it to top 3, oh, it was so good. Oh my goodness, I was rooting for this kid. But of course, Mana RT had the whole fucking Dominican, fucking Spanish people going crazy in the fucking auditorium. And it was so good, man. It was so good. Although Mana RT looked like he was just playing with his food. He was like, all right, I ain't got time for this shit. My boy was fucking demolishing in the grand final. And it was so good, man. So good. But even beforehand, before the tournament even began, they did show off the costumes for Street Fighter 6, costumes 4. Which I thought there would be more, but no, they were just like summer outfits for certain people. And I gotta say, this is like Capcom basically saying, "Fuck it, man. We want that goober money, all right? We want that goober money, baby. We are itching for some money, so let's do it, all right? This is the fucking horny outfit, all right? Horny outfit 4, all right? Because people were going crazy." Seeing Chun-Li and the rest of the cast half naked. Fucking Capcom was like, stop modding our games, we'll do it for you. So yeah, and that's before the match even starts. But overall, Street Fighter 6 was a better final. But to me, if you had to ask me, out of all the finals I watched, which was the Marvel and the VF, Tekken, and Street Fighter 6, I think Capcom, versus SNK 2, I would definitely say Marvel would be on top, then it would be Virtual Fighter, then Street Fighter 6, and then last but not least would probably be fucking Tekken, because that final really killed the energy. But yeah, it was definitely, all of them were pretty good, but those would be my rankings. And overall, that was pretty much my time. After that, we did our honor roll, or traditional farewell. We're free. Fucking goodbye. And that was it. After that, I just walked all the way back to the hotel because I just could not believe how great Evo was. And that was pretty much my final day at Evo. So for me, to wrap this video up, to me, as someone's first time going to Evo, what would be, I guess, the core of Evo? What makes Evo to me isn't even just the fighting games to me. It isn't going to just see Marvel Tokon or 2XKO, or even just to see games being played on a high competitive level. To me, the real reason you want to go to Evo is the community. You know, I talked about earlier in this video about that special moment with the VF player, where it was me, someone who's never really played Virtua Fighter 5 before, don't really know much, have this one dude just sit there throughout a whole top 8, break down and explain the core fundamentals of Virtua Fighter, and just doing his best to get me into VF, and just seeing other people while I'm watching this, like, joining in the conversation and like really just sharing their experience with Virtua Fighter as a game, to me is what makes Evo Evo. It doesn't matter if you are the best of the best fucking fighting game player, because this fucking place will quickly humble you really quick that you probably are not the best as you think you are. And that's okay, because we're gonna learn together. We're gonna lose, and we're probably gonna win together. And even if you're someone like me who's not even good at fighting games, and I thought for years I shouldn't be going to Evo because I'm not good at fighting games, there's still a reason for you to be there. Because even though you're not good, you still have the love and passion for it. You probably are into the art of fighting games. There's a whole art gallery just for you, dedicated for you. You're probably into the music of fighting games. There's a whole gallery just for music of fighting games. There's so much to Evo that words cannot express how much I enjoyed and love about my time going to Evo. And next year is been announced that Evo 2026 in Vegas is coming back, and they already gave their dates, and I can only hope that I see people who probably was scared or probably hesitant on going to Evo to take a chance and actually go. Because if you got me, someone who is not good at fighting games, coming to Evo, then you deserve to be there. Evo is such an incredible place. It's such a heartwarming place. And my God, I'm glad I spent the time and I got the privilege to go to Evo. So that's gonna do it on my video. I hope you guys enjoy. If you're new to the channel, please comment, rate, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Let me know what was your favorite moment from Evo. If you watched it, what was your favorite? Are you gonna come to Evo fucking next year in 2026? You better. You fucking better. It is so great. I don't give a fuck if you're ass at fighting games. You need to be there. Anyway, please comment, rate, subscribe, all that fun stuff. More videos about Evo is coming soon, so stay tuned. It's your boy, Mrs. Generous, signing out. Have a good one.